Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking some incredibly dramatic, fast-paced military history found right in Joshua chapter 11. We're talking about a massive northern conquest, one that culminates in a sudden, shocking defeat of a powerful coalition and the fall of the capital city, Hazor. It's a seriously striking account. Okay, let's dive into this, because the scale here is just wow. The source text describes the enemy host as being even as the sand that is upon the seashore in multitude. I mean, how do you even begin to defeat an army of that incredible size? This wasn't just a minor skirmish. This was an overwhelming Canaanite threat suddenly looming right over the Israelites.
So, Jabin, the king of Hazor, actually manages to unite this massive coalition. We've got kings from Madon, Shimron, Akshaph, and multiple tribes like the Amorites, Hittites, and Hivites, all gathering together at the waters of Merom. And get this, they didn't just bring foot soldiers, they brought a ton of horses and chariots. The sheer, intimidating scale of this united front honestly cannot be overstated. They were a formidable force, for sure.
Yet, right before this impending clash, there's a strict divine mandate given. The Lord tells Joshua, "Be not afraid because of them, for tomorrow about this time will I deliver them up all slain." That is an absolute, ironclad promise of swift victory. It sets the stage for a decisive strike with absolutely no hesitation.
And this brilliantly illustrates how that divine promise actually translates into a highly effective, boots-on-the-ground tactical plan. Joshua doesn't sit around waiting. He attacks him completely by surprise at Merom. Then, the Israelites relentlessly chase the enemy all the way to Zidon and Mizpeh. Finally, and this is crucial, they hamstring the horses and literally burn the chariots with fire, completely neutralizing the enemy's massive technological advantage. Just a flawless execution.
Now, the aftermath is stark. Hazor, which was essentially the head of all these kingdoms, was utterly destroyed and burned to the ground. Every soul was smitten. But in harsh contrast to that, the other northern cities were actually left standing. Their inhabitants were defeated, yes, but the Israelites took the cattle and the spoils for themselves. It's a very blunt, very real record of total ancient warfare.
So, the crucial point to take away here is the strict chain of command at play. The text frames this warfare crystal clearly. As the Lord commanded Moses, so did Moses command Joshua. He left nothing undone. This wasn't a rogue operation. Every single action is presented as the direct, uncompromising fulfillment of a divine mandate.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part is one startling number. 1. Out of all the cities in that entire region, over a long, drawn-out period of war, only one single city actually made peace with Israel, and that was the Hivites of Gibeon. The text explicitly tells us that it was actually of the Lord to harden the hearts of all the others, basically to ensure their complete defeat.
As this conquest sweeps across the land, Joshua specifically zeroes in on the Anakims. He systematically cuts them off from the mountain regions entirely, places like Hebron, Dibir, Anab, all through Judah and Israel, utterly destroying their cities. According to the text, none of them remained in the land, except for a few isolated pockets down in Gaza, Gath, and Ashdod.
Finally, after Joshua takes the whole land exactly according to the divisions of the tribes for their inheritance, we arrive at this incredible, definitive statement, "And the land rested from war." After so much chaos, it marks this calm, deeply resolved end to a long, bloody period of sweeping conflict. You could almost feel the collective sigh of relief.
Joshua successfully took the land and it was divided among the tribes. But honestly, this leaves us with a massive question. What does this total conquest actually mean for the future of Israel? Like, how are they going to govern themselves in this newly conquered space now that the dust has settled? That's all for today's Explainer, but it absolutely leaves us wanting to explore what happens next. Keep learning, and we'll see you next time.